So what does that all mean for the race to finish in the... Remember, it looks like it's going to be top 5 for the Champions League. Nottingham Forest odds on, as are Chelsea and Manchester City. We see Villa drop to 10th now, although the points gap is still only 2 compared to Manchester City, who do have that game in hand. Race for the top 5, Craig. That's what we're all about now.
Yeah, I mean, it could go down to 10th if you're getting yourself excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's do that. Let's get excited.
But I suppose one of the big stories could be, is there any way City could drop out of it?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to, clearly not going to win the Champions League to get back in. So is their form going to dip at all?
Like Villa, you could be a little bit concerned with them, because we've seen their form from the Champions League.
I would be. I mean, obviously, mathematically, it's still tight. Some of the teams' forms that have been a little bit iffy recently.
Yeah.
I would say Fulham and Villa. Brighton, I think, had their little spell. They went up to Nottingham Forest, got pummeled, but they look as if they've got themselves together again. And Bournemouth have had a couple of iffy results. They were down to 10 men. They lost to Wolves. They've lost again to Brighton here. What I would say, even Newcastle, all these sides can throw in a performance and a defeat that goes, well, where'd that come from?
Absolutely.
Like Newcastle. Yeah. Any of these teams can Aston Villa, classic case. And one thing I didn't get with Villa, they brought Rashford in, they brought Asensio in. Both those guys have made a big impact. Asensio got 2 against Chelsea a few days ago. Rashford started against Liverpool, looked sharp. He came off the bench against Chelsea, looked sharp. They go to Palace and he puts those 2 on the bench. I mean, this rotation thing, when guys are coming, I mean, Marco Asensio needs games. Marcus Rashford needs games, needs sharpness. So I don't know if some of the managers are just trying to get a little bit over cute and over clever with it, but I didn't understand that from a Villa perspective. But it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it is really going to be tight, isn't it, Ali? It's kind of the best of the bad bunch. As Craig says, you can't see anyone going on a big winning run, but you can see people shooting themselves in the foot, left, right, and centre in this race.
And so the big team in that whole group, the outstanding team, or standout, not outstanding, standout team would be Manchester City. If you look at that list of teams, the way that we have seen Manchester City perform this season, if we're very honest about their level of play, they're not necessarily favorites playing against any of these teams. And not, just take the name away. Just look at the performances of Manchester City and tell me that team is significantly better than all of these guys. No, they could win against these teams just the same way that they could lose. And that, I think, is the point that you were making, that anybody in this list that gets hot and gets on a run is going to secure a top 5 finish. Manchester City could get hot and maybe secure that, but they could go in the other direction. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that it goes the wrong way for Manchester City, given what we have seen from them.
Where are Chelsea in that conversation, Frank? It'd be great if they played Southampton every week.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen, guys, with those teams, because you know what? What I feel from all those teams is the inconsistency of them and the result that they get from the game that they have. The thing is that Arsenal and Liverpool are above because they were less inconsistent than those other teams. But it's an open fight against all those teams, and Chelsea, can finish in the first 5. Like any other. I give more chance to Chelsea because they had a good run. They were capable of having a good run, but we don't know where they go. And it's the same thing with Newcastle. I put Newcastle in the first 4, but they're capable of losing 4-0 against Manchester City. So we don't know where to go with those teams, and I guess nobody is able to. So let's see. It's going to be open, so it's going to be interesting. That's what we want in football.
That's exactly what we want in football, Frank. And of course, more open and interesting ties on Wednesday in the Premier League. Spurs City, United Ipswich, Forest Arsenal, Liverpool Newcastle. What are you looking forward to in particular, Craig? We know you can't watch all those matches at the same time.
No.
I'm taking. So which one are you focusing on?
I'm taking a break from the Copa del Rey tomorrow.
Yes.
Nope. You?
Yeah.
I'm in.
We'll be here for
I'm in.
Real Madrid. Which one are you homed in on? Are those 4?
Put them up again. Put them up again. Come on.
Liverpool, Newcastle.
Well, actually, not them all, but Tottenham City. I just feel that one's going to be carnage.
Yes, goals.
Man United are just been so bad. They've managed to scramble a point. I suppose even them all.
Yeah.
They've all got something. I mean, Arsenal. What is it? I mean,
but you can't watch 4 games at the same time, Craig. You get very angry.
Well, sometimes I make make exceptions. And I think, look.
You're going to make an exception?
Are Arsenal, I'm going to try. Are Arsenal, and you'll not be having the commentary on the Copa del Rey, by the way, I don't care. You can go in another room. Are Arsenal in the last chance saloon, or is that gone?
No, they're gone. They're not going to win the league.
I don't think so, but I'm just saying, is it kind
of... And a win against Forest is going to change anything, is it?
And what Newcastle are we going to get? The Newcastle-Liverpool game is huge, it's big, it's exciting. But as Frank was, is it Newcastle that pitches up and plays the way they did against Man City? Or is it the one that had that 12-minute spell against Nottingham Forest where they scored, I think, 4 goals? Lots of great games tomorrow. Looking forward to them all.
Wow, good.
Not so much the Sociedad Real Madrid game. I'll just be Premier League tomorrow.
Right, okay. Well,
you can do what you want.
That's lovely. That's good to know.
Thank you.
Frank, have you got dance practice? Which one in particular are you looking forward to?
I'm definitely going to watch Liverpool against Newcastle because I think it's going to be overwhelming. Everybody's going to try to attack. I like the two forward lines. It's going to be open. It's going to be interesting. And if Liverpool wins, I think we can say it's over.
Again.
But you never know with the Geordies. It's going to be interesting.
You never know with the Geordies.
5 games tomorrow. Going to be a tough one.